Hi, this is Chuck Hong with Camera Obscura for the city of Santa Monica. Last time we learned about how to make joguri, which is, well, what I'm wearing, but it was for certain brand of bears that's rarely available. So this time we will learn how to make Sapokbaji, which is traditional pants. So it kind of looks like this. So if you haven't watched the last video, well, it's in my list right now, so you can go ahead and watch it. And today we will continue our journey to make hanbok with Sapokbaji. So thank you so much for watching. Let's continue. Okay, so just before we start our journey together, um, this time it's a little complicated, so please keep your eyes on what's going on. It needs more attention. And as with all the hanboks, this also needs materials for two parts, inside and outside, except for the bow part and the top. So, and also, of course, thread and some needle to close, and small and big scissors for cutting fabrics, and also the thread and cleaning up parts. So, first part, we will actually put the long and the short part of the legs together. So just put it around and see which one fits and how it fits. And once you found the right angle, just attach them. And two of these will actually meet up. I'm trying to make the leg length same, like match it up with the other one. And also trying to make the leg lengths actually even. So run under the machine. And then do it for both. And then we will attach the side panel part for the pants. So I have fixed the pattern a little bit, so it's not as rectangular when you actually get your own pattern. And the wider opening part of this side panel should actually go toward the top of the pants. And mind you, between both leg parts should have at least one panel. So when you put these together, have that in your mind. And we will run it onto the machine again. And we'll repeat this process for inside layer of the Sapokbaji as well. So let's do it. Run it. Yes, the beauty of hanbok would be having, like, not showing how it was constructed, because majority of times we will actually flip it from one smaller openings, same as this. So you just attach the side panels, and then you'll have something look like this as a result. So it looks a little awkward now, but if you actually open it evenly and in the middle, then you can kind of see how this pants actually look like. So it should look like this. And now, time to iron the bow part and the top part of this pants. So as usual, from the cut of the fabric to stitch, I have about 1 centimeter or a little less than a half-inch space between, and just iron it down and make it clean at the end as well. So just fold it inside, and we will run the sewing machine on top of the construction. And just do it evenly as possible, so you won't see like the bottom part of the bow and everything when it's finally done. So just go the straight line, touch base with all four corners, so it'll be all nice and kind of rounded, wrap around with one simple stitch, and repeat it for both bows, and unlike the chogori, they should be the same length. It's just gonna wrap around the body. Okay. Alright. And for now, we will start the top part of the pants, top part of the Sapokbaji. So, the opening of the Sapokbaji, like top part of it, should match with the width of the top part. So fold the top parts in half. Let's see how much of a space that you need to actually close down. And mind you, the bow has to be attached at this moment. So when the pants are done, you can kind of close it and tie around your waist and all that. So just roughly have an indicator of how it will be, how long it needs to be actually placed for you to close it down. So pin down at the right place for the bow. And just line it up as nice as you can. I know sometimes it's impossible, so don't feel bad if you make little boo-boos, because that's part of life. But try your best not to make any boo-boos. Here you go. Line it up, line it up, line up. Measure where would be the opening. Close it down, pin it down so it'll be more stable. And run under the machine. And just before running, you kinda make sure it will fit. So there you go. And see, the bow is attached. So once that part is done, it's time to now actually attach it to the leg parts. So the waist part, I'm giving you a heads up. Where the where the bow actually is attached to the waistband has to be in the middle of the back of this pants. So place it accordingly. So the bow will actually happen in the middle of the front part of the pants, but it should actually start from the middle of your back panel of your pants and then wrap around your waist and tie it around your waist in the front. So have that in your mind. Place it, pin it down, and run under the machine. So make sure it's not too big, not too small. Make little adjustments. So just run it under the machine. And then, yes, can I have it done? And once you're done, kind of look at it again and see if it fits and see the construction. All right. And now it's time to place the inner part of this pants, which in this case is a black fabric. So make some room, line it up with the leg opening and all that. Remember, we will flip this whole construction at the end and then close it. So try to, make the front part of the fabric or the layers, outer layers, would actually be touching each other's. So whatever you see, like where the sewing is happening with all this like extra fabrics showing and all that, needs not to be meeting each other's at this moment. So it's flip it, and that would be the part. All right, it's ready. So attach the waistband to the inner layer. Same idea. Trying to match the waist size. And also, no one's chasing you. Just do it leisurely, casually, and plus it's a good practice. It's kind of in between projects. It can be as enjoyable and not too complicated. So right now, pull it and kind of see if it all lined up nicely. So when you pull from the both sides, it should look like. X chromosome, it did in this video. So fold the pants, and this is the most complicated part of this entire construction, which means you have to pay attention again. So feel free to slow down or go back to this part. What I'm doing right now is to open up the folded construction from the opening of the legs and completely open it and match inner and the outer layer of the bottom part, like the where your ankle will be. Like match those lines together. Do the outer layer, touch each other's face to face, and then we will sew that together. It doesn't really make much sense when I speak it out loud, but again, feel free to go back and watch this part again. I'm gonna do it again to show you guys. Alright, so waistband attached, X chromosome, yay, folded in half, and then, as you can see, the pants, legs parts are still closed. Open it up, and open the other part up, like the counterpart of the inner side, and one corner to the other, line them up, and you're going to sew them together. Honestly, it took me a while, so don't feel bad about this. Doesn't make any sense at this moment. It will once we are actually done and flipping. So just go. You can always go back and watch that part again. So once you pin them down, put them together, sew them together, and then you are almost done. Again, so folded pants part, you just open it, and then go ahead and continue. Yep. And attach them, sew them together. It's a little strange, but it will make so much sense at the end. I swear. Alright. So once you are done, it's time to flip it. So get rid of all the unseen or kind of forgotten pins. Then we will kind of pull it back to the original state where we actually have them folded into the pants shape. Like push some fabrics from inside and kind of line them up, like the fold and the crevices of it, to keep the shape as pants-like as possible. And of the openings of both middle areas of this pants construction, we will close one part and the other one leave open and close it later once we flip the whole construction. Just giving you a heads up. Okay, so the V shape in the middle, we will just sew one leg, one crotch part together. So pin it down. Pin it down. You're almost done. I know the bottom of the pants part was crazy, but trust me, it will make it look so clean. You can't see like how we sew them together. Well, at least from the outside once we flip it. So, hey, that's the joy of this construction. Again, don't close both lines for V, just do one part. And oh no, camera. Okay, and now we are ready to flip it. Flip it. Okay, alright. So, place your finger inside of that opening. And then, use your finger to pull from the corner or just top of the pants and slowly but surely make it to the opening, push it out. Don't do it too fast because it might actually rip and damage your pants. I mean, we spend a good amount of time here, so let's not be too hasty. We're almost done. So once we start pulling everything out, you will see like the construction of it and how it would look like almost at the end. And there you go. We're so close to be done. Yes. Okay. All right. So that's how it looks like inside out. And then, oh yes, clean up. And we will close that opening we just used to flip this whole thing with the ladder stitching. Again, better YouTube videos available if you're not familiar with ladder stitch. Just fold like one side of the opening, just fold about a centimeter or like less than a half an inch kind of inside, and you will fit the other one inside of this folded part of the pants, and you will close them all down around using ladder stitch. So ladder stitch is very good for, I mean, there are some other details that sometimes people put on jogori that I use to close with ladder stitch. Is it will end up with cleaner line. So I mean, you can use different stitches to close this down, but I just prefer how clean it looks, so hence ladder stitch I'm using. So start from the inside. This case, you can also start from the outside. Doesn't matter, we're just finishing this up. So start from one corner, hide the knot that you have, pull it out, jump onto the other fabric, make little entry, and then have little part out, pull, so pull in, jump to the other fabric, make little stitch, pull out, and notice it's not showing. So that's the whole beauty of this ladder stitching. You'll be able to still see a little bit of construction and how it had been made, but best majority of all these little stitches should be hidden between the fabrics. So we're almost done. I mean, you can call it a day after you close this down, but I would like to make it slightly more strong by running top of the pants one more time with the machine with just simple stitch. So let's close this down first, so you won't see much of how it's gone. Make a little knot, go through the construction, pull it, hide that knot, and then clean it up. Yes, there you go, almost done. I mean, you can call it a day, but as I mentioned, I'm just going to run it one more time on top, so it'll be a little, I guess, less wrinkly when it's done and when it's being worn by your beloved teddy bears. There you go. There you have it. This is Sapokbaji, and I know it's confusing, so if you have any question, feel free to ask during comment. And thank you.